This is Thomas.
Is this right? Is this okay?
Thomas suffers from an affliction known as Audiism. He can only count in the unique firing order of his TTRS's 5-cylinder engine.
Okay. 1, 2... 1, 2, 4, 5, 3.
It's a problem that he'll live with his whole life.
Like even going backwards, like counting down to New Year's Eve, I just sit in the corner.
And while Thomas might be beyond help, car enthusiasts fall victim to these type of engine obsessions every day. But a simple subscription to Throttle House can help them before it's too late. Do the right thing. Don't let your friends end up like Thomas.
You're watching Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James, and this is an Audi TTRS.
The 2019 Audi TTRS. Refreshed this year to look sharper, more aggressive. The air intakes now look wider and the brake cooling duct blends into the black trim to seem like one cavernous piece. I imagine that's to match the new rear wing's black end caps. Optioned the way we have it today, it'll cost near enough $83,000 Canadian. A high price, yes, and for our American brothers and sisters, it gets a little bit worse. Because for this exact spec, it's $77,000 US.
But such is the price for buying one of the most unique sleeper cars on the market. Outfitted with a refreshingly different 5-cylinder engine. Marching to the beat of its own drum, the TTRS has a 1, 2, 4, 5, 3 firing sequence, which as you'll hear in a minute, creates a unique and glorious sound. That turbocharged engine, with its near 400 horsepower and quattro all-wheel drive system as standard, gets up to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.7 seconds, which is just enough time to shoot away before some negative Nigel at a car meet can finish saying, yeah, but that's not a real quattro system.
Yeah? Well, how about some launch control? Stick that in your pipe and smoke it, Nigel.
If you're new to Throttle House, we do car reviews, track tests, and quite a lot of messing around. So subscribe and hit the bell.
TTRS, engage! That's the inline 5. 40 horsepower more than the previous gen. This has 394 horsepower. It was 400, but they rated it differently now, and it's 394. That's still a significant amount of horsepower in a car of this size.
This is the only 5-cylinder engine on the market right now, and it has a 5-cylinder firing order, which means you get a really unique sound, which is piped in unfiltered into the cabin. So I get to hear all the explosions. Yeah, this thing is very fast in a straight line and off the line, and people have been modifying these and hitting 8s on the drag strip. That is insane.
So yes, the power delivery is incredibly smooth. And the reason it can put down its 354 pound-feet of torque so effectively is because it has an all-wheel drive system. But this is a Haldex all-wheel drive system, which means that it can only put 50% of the torque to the rear wheels. Now, some people might tell you that it can put up to 100% of the torque to the rear wheels, but that would only be if these tires were literally off the ground in a zero traction situation, which basically never happens on the road. So as far as we're concerned, it's 50-50.
And it needs that all-wheel drive system because this car is about patience. You have to get through the corner and then you can put your foot down. Otherwise, you'll understeer.
I've driven an RS3 a lot, and this feels smaller and sharper than an RS3. I still do feel the typical Audi push up front. There's nothing you can do about the fact that the engine is still pretty far forward. But honestly, this feels, on a back road like this, it feels really fun. If you start to push it, and if you were on a track, you'd feel that understeer build.
This car is small. It's the toy option of an RS3 if you don't want to go for that practicality. And on these roads, it feels tight, it feels small. Living with this in the city and in Toronto where all the bumps are, the ride of this is supple, but you still know that you hit that pothole. But when you hit a back road like this, that's where it starts to fall down a bit because the chassis, while stiff and compliant, it doesn't communicate with you the same way something like a Cayman does. Although from a standstill off the line, thanks to that quattro, you can put that power down with far more confidence.
Now, I have driven this car's main competitor, the Cayman S, on the track, and that car at the limit is essentially perfect. But compared to the 4-cylinder in that Cayman, this one, 5 cylinders, actually sounds good.
And a lot of the tightness that you feel in this car and the size of it is thanks to its steering. It's got a really tight steering ratio. It turns in really nicely. But on curvy roads like this, it translates really, really well. And for me, it's the perfect weight and accuracy without feeling too boosted.
Do I wish I had a third pedal? Yeah, obviously. But the 7-speed in this is absolutely fantastic. It's so smooth and crisp, and the downshifts are lightning fast. And we'll talk more about the gauge cluster in a minute, but I love that I can see my power and torque and boost and everything right in front of me. It's really cool.
Because as good as this car is, you can't ignore the price. $83,000 Canadian the way it's spec'd today. When I start to think of things that cost $83,000 Canadian, like my mind goes towards things like this Camaro ZL1. And while this is a car that makes you go, wow, holy cow, that's a car that makes you go, wow, holy shit. For me, this outprices an RS3, and I don't think, for like how I would use the car, that this lends enough in performance over an RS3 or a feel of performance and lightness that I wouldn't rather have 2 usable back seats and a trunk for less.
That 5-cylinder is so good.
It sounds amazing, doesn't it?
One of the best parts of the car.
I think the car looks as good as it sounds as well, though.
Yeah, I think it's cute.
It's cute. Maybe that's because of its new, for 2019, Tango Red Metallic it comes in.
Can you get this in turbo blue?
You can get this in turbo blue.
Oh, that's such a good
and
color.
And you can get it in like an acid green. I forget the name. It sounds like Gorlami, which I just think glorious bastards.
Okay.
This has the black optics package, which
Yes.
is why it looks so beastly. So things that are normally chrome are black.
Yes, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Also, these are some of the biggest brakes I've seen in a long time.
They're
in a car.
massive, yeah. These are the 8-piston monoblock sports brakes.
And they're red.
They're $400 to get them in red.
Oh, you'd pay to get them that color.
You have to pay them to get that color. And then these are the 20-inch wheels. These are extra as well. They're anthracite wheels. I wouldn't pay for them.
Sure it's not anthracite?
It's anthracite.
Okay, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, you're being nice. They're not nice. I don't like them at all. They're not good.
We're Canadians. We're supposed to be
We're
nice.
supposed to be,
and they're wrapped in
okay.
Pirelli P0s. And then
Okay.
as we move to the back, we've got the awesome classic TT petrol cap.
I don't think that it's awesome or classic, but
That is blasphemy.
okay.
But
fine.
then you're not the only one committing blasphemy because Audi has done fake vents for 2019 on the back.
Excellent segue, James.
Yeah.
No, this is not good. No.
No,
I feel like if I take these off, they would just then be a magical real vent, like a Supra. That's not actually true, by the way.
You want to go there?
I don't actually, not right now. No, these taillights are fantastic though, and those exhaust tips are huge.
Massive,
Look
yeah.
how big- that's okay, that's hot. No, don't
Yeah.
be-
No, I get why they did the vents, but because it skinnies down the thing and from
Sure.
far away it looks good. But like the previous gen, that ass was thick. Like THICC.
Like THICC?
CCCCCC.
Oh, multiple C's.
Multiple
wow.
C's, yeah.
Okay, should we do the interior?
Yes.
Let's do it. Okay.
TTRS.
It is, yeah, it's definitely a TTRS.
What's the one thing you noticed isn't there?
There's no screen.
There's no central screen. They
No.
put everything in the gauge cluster.
It's like a reverse Model 3.
It is like a reverse Model 3.
Yeah.
It's also the complete opposite of all the Audis we've been in recently, the new Audis,
Yeah.
where they've just minority
Yeah.
reported everything. Like as many screens as possible.
You can just like move things
And now
like
they've got
this.
rid of this
Yeah.
one because the RS3 has this.
Yeah, that hurt you, okay? It's
You
attacking
should
you.
see the other guy. Yeah, the RS3 has the pop-out screen, so I don't
Yeah.
know why they didn't. I don't know. I can't figure out why.
Well, you
I
don't know
prefer.
why? Because it looks fantastic in here.
It looks
It's
excellent.
so clean.
However, I love this screen that's up here right now.
Yes.
And when I have CarPlay rooted in,
It pops up there,
it
right?
almost takes over the whole thing. You lose a lot of that functionality.
Super cool.
But I wouldn't mind CarPlay being there and still maintaining this screen.
I get that. I
Right?
get that. But I mean, this is all about like, just like it is what it is. It's very
Yeah.
clean and it's so well made.
It's incredibly solid. This
Yeah.
has the carbon fiber inlays, which is a $900 option. And I know people are quite worried when they order this online if they haven't seen it. Like, what does the carbon fiber look like?
You know what it looks like? Amazing.
It looks really good.
Absolutely amazing.
Really, really
Like
good.
this little, like the way that it sits in here is so Audi. Like the fit in between the pieces is
Yeah.
perfect.
It's wonderful. I still think it's missing a sunroof though, because it's a pretty dark cabin.
Yeah, but there is huge amounts of headroom in here. You could be a very tall person and easily fit in this car.
That is
which
true, and the seating position's nice and low. So.
yeah, absolutely.
And this has the Bang & Olufsen sound system,
Yeah.
which is okay. It's like good.
Oh.
It doesn't blow me away. Like the
Okay.
Bang & Olufsen 3D surround system in the A8 was just
Yes.
level.
Yes, that's like its own auditorium.
Yeah.
Um,
The steering wheel is incredible.
Of course it is.
Why
'cause it's
isn't
an
every?
Audi.
I don't care about brand loyalty. I wish they sold this steering wheel in every single car.
Yeah, just switch the badge and I'd be happy. Like it's got like the supercar buttons on the steering wheel and
feels
everything.
amazing.
It's the shape is perfect.
Yeah,
it's,
all the gaps. It feels like, you know, those like electric violins.
yeah.
But it looks really awesome.
Yeah, except those are tacky and this is not. You like those?
You're
right?
ruining my violinist dreams before I'm even a violinist.
Anyway,
see
seats are fine. I
yeah.
like these. They're
Great shifter.
Okay, it is.
Yeah, the only shifter you can get.
Yeah, that's
Sad face.
Sad face.
Yeah. And these have electric bolstering, adjustable
Yeah, that's really
bolstering.
cool. Yeah, so you can really dial in the upper. No, that's really nice actually. It
Yeah.
comes in really far. And it's a good thing these seats are comfortable because the ones in the back might as well not even be seats.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's always been the case with TTs. Though.
Yeah. Anyway, conclusion?
Yes.
So yes, the TTRS is very expensive, but it is also very good. And of course, things like the M2 and the Porsche Cayman will make you think twice. One thing is for sure, the TTRS stands on its own as a very unique and excellent all-around sports car. Thanks for watching.